Oh, okay. They credited scene right there. Wow. Okay. See you on that one. See you on that one. Felt like there were approximately 5 moments in this game where you could have dropped credits, and this is a good one. This was a good one. So yeah, the last story has been conquered. Huzzah! Nobuo Uematsu did the music for this game. I didn't even know that. If you remember, very, very early on, I said that I knew the final boss of this game, or what the final boss was. What I was referring to was that gold spider. And, I guess that isn't... I mean, like, technically it's the final boss, but it's not the final boss. You know, the final boss is Dagran. But for some reason they have a gold spider for the epilogue boss, which is kind of weird, but, you know, whatever. Yeah. Overall thoughts for this game? I think I've done a fairly comprehensive job of talking about a variety of things about this game, and I think overall I can say that I enjoyed playing this game quite a bit. I had a great time playing it. I don't think the story the story for me was enjoyable in several moments, but I think a lot of the big moments, or the impactful moments, didn't quite hit as hard, I suppose, as they should have. And you know, I didn't really get any answers to a lot of like the burning questions. Dagran just kind of, he betrays us, and we don't really get the closure on that, and that's pretty disappointing. But I would have to say overall, I enjoyed this game quite a bit. It was fun. The combat is super cool. It's super weird, like unbelievably weird, but it's so different, and like they treated it really well. It's surprisingly a cool combat system, and I like how they built upon it with like zones, and you can disperse the zones to do various effects and whatnot. It was super cool. And yeah, the story as a whole, like I'm okay with it. It had a lot of issues, but like overall, I'd say it was solid enough. I didn't write down my thoughts for this one, so I have to go off the dome. But I guess, like I said, in regards to the story, I think I poked at the holes quite a bit throughout the game. So specifying which points didn't really work for me, you know, you just go back in the VODs or something like that. But what I will say is that I do like all of the characters. I think Mirania is probably the least developed character in the group. But I really like Seren. I like actually Dagran is pretty underdeveloped too, but I like Seren. I like Yurik. I liked Lowell. Thale was okay. Callista was okay. Trying to think if I'm missing anybody. I can't think of anybody. But I really like the main cast. I think Therius was a really good character. I wish they they utilized him more just because of how good of a character he was. Um, yeah, for gameplay mechanics and design, like I said, I think the combat in this game is super cool.
Shall we go? Callista.
Sure.
I think darn dialogue there threw me off. I like I guess like the dynamics of sometimes there's like this tactical view, and that tactical view can be utilized to, you know, see where you want to go. I do wish there was a little bit more control for how or for your party members. I think only being able to control them once you get like 4 little energy bar things, kind of disappointing. It never really turned out to be an issue for me, but I wish it was different there. You know, Satoru Iwata's name up there. They're like, nah, we gonna leave his name up there. We ain't gonna scroll that off the screen. I think one of the weirdest aspects of the combat is you don't actually press any buttons to attack things. You just move into them and like you automatically attack. That has its cool aspects of, you know, like, oh man, like I don't have to press any buttons. I just move into them. You know, it's kind of neat. It has its downsides when if you want to attack a specific enemy in front of you and there's another enemy in front of you, you don't really get the choice of who you're going to attack. So at the fight with the red Garak guy with the sword and the counter move, that guy was really annoying because sometimes he would have an enemy right next to him and I want to attack him, but instead I'm attacking the enemy next to him, and then he just, you know, gets his little pot shot off me and I takes off half my HP. So that kind of stuff can get pretty annoying. The spell casting is cool. I like how they treated it where, you know, the casters, they kind of have 2 modes. You know, you can shoot off a spell and you can do some damage, or you can shoot off a spell, do some damage, and leave a field on the ground that empowers your melee attackers with like the element of that, and I guess the bonus of what that element does. You know, fire helps with guard break, and frost I think does like slip chance or something like that. Maybe they don't do those things. Maybe they just add elemental damage on it. But that stuff is super cool. I mentioned the gale. I like the gale and how you can disperse those fields to do things. I like that you could run up the wall and you could do a gale off of that, but it doesn't cost a little energy thing, and it does more damage, and that's pretty cool. It's just you know, a limited area that you could use it, I suppose. The grinding spots. I still think the grinding spots are so strange. I don't understand the grinding spots at all. Why were they in there? What was their purpose? What did they have in mind for why those were added? Like, was I really falling behind in levels? Or was it just a situation of, you know, the game was scaling to what my level was? I don't know if I'll ever know. I just kept grinding. But yeah, the grinding spots still puzzle me to this very moment. Crazy. Let's see. I don't think I can think of anything else off the top of my head. I like the voice acting. I like that there was a lot more voice acting than you would typically expect. A lot of the like townsfolk had voice acting. A lot of like random guards had voice acting, like maids and things like that. There was a lot more voice acting in this game. that it goes beyond the main story. So definitely appreciated that. Yeah, I think that encompasses everything. So I guess if the developer is watching, I'm a fan of this game. I think it controls very well. I think the gameplay is done really well. I think the story is mostly the biggest thing that falters in this game. I think some characters, some motivations, some explanations, and just some sequences in general just needed to be expanded upon so that we could actually get the proper closure and the proper interactions that we wanted from those particular moments. The Dagran thing, I really wish they built up that in like a more like rising thing. Like it could have been a big reveal, and maybe it is a big reveal. Maybe I'm just a little jaded about it or something like that. Maybe it's because I caught on to it too quickly that it's not one of those things. Like there's been other games in the past where there's been big reveals and they were huge for me and less impactful for other people. So maybe that's it. But I feel like I feel like the approach to many of the impactful moments of this game just didn't have the right build up to them, and so when they happened, it kind of feels a little flat. But for a Wii game, this is pretty good. I gotta give you that one. That's gonna wrap it up for me for today. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. I will be back tomorrow, 7 a.m. Pacific, to play something. So I'm out. Peace.